Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I'm out here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida. I kind of missed this place. Haven't been here for a while with my North Carolina trip. The video from North Carolina trip is already uploaded, so make sure to check it out because it's kind of fun one. And there will be a big one uploaded to my Ultimate Survival Gear channel. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, check it out. There's a lot of random reviews there, but there's gonna be more interesting stuff coming up there as well. Today I have a very special, honestly every time it's freaking special. It's not really that special, okay? But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be comparison between two very popular choices for a concealed carry. Probably the top choices. And honestly, whichever one you go with, it's hard to go wrong. They're both fantastic. Today we have Sig Sauer P365 XL. And we have Glock 43X. Alright, check these two things out. Yes, I am honestly really excited to do this review because I'm a huge fan of both. I think the new P365 line from Sig Sauer is fantastic. Most of the guns are just great. I mean, the capacity is excellent. They're very easy to conceal, most of them. There are options for optic, there are options in different calibers. Fantastic. Now Glock, you do have a little bit more of a limited lineup, but the 43, 43X and 48, depending on the size that you want to go with, and 43X being probably the most popular out of the three in the slimline format. Check this out. I mean, it's so thin. It is so easy to conceal, and it's just a pleasure to hold. And it's great. So let's do some shooting, and well, we'll start the comparison. See which one is good. So, a first advantage of a Sig Sauer, you are getting a double stack 12 capacity magazine, although they do have a 10 capacity magazine version as well for some states that are you can have more than 10 capacity magazines. Yeah, don't ask me why, don't even get me started on that. Okay, this is 12, and in Glock you have a single stack magazine with a 10 capacity, so it is already compliant with all of the other states, but you're losing out on 2 rounds. Okay, so let's start loading the magazines. I'll put 5 rounds in one, 5 rounds in the other one. By the way, while I am loading the magazine, which the Sig Sauer is very easy to load, very easy, and it's numbered 5 and 12 on only on one side. So keep that in mind. If you're loading 6, you don't know if there are 6 or 5. Whatever, not a big deal. But it's very easy to load. As you can see, it's tapered on the top for easier insertion. Pretty good. Okay, so while I'm doing that, there's a giveaway still going for the Terran Tactical Sand Viper. And I know some people on the channel are creating confusion. Yes, gun is on other channels, blah blah. Yes, like I said in the original review and the video announcing the giveaway, there were 3 channels, YouTube gun channels, that were picked to announce this giveaway for that one gun. All 3 of us reviewed that gun at their whatever ranges. I reviewed it here, and 2 people reviewed it before me. So don't be confused. The giveaway is still going up until July 13th, and the link you can find in the actual review and the announcement of the giveaway, which is a separate video that I have made. Okay, 5 rounds in the Glock magazine as well. As you can see here, it's all nicely numbered. Easier to load in my opinion. Still a little bit tapered at the top for easier insertion. Let's get some ear protection on and see which one I can shoot better. As you can see, the targets are nicely painted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the yellow circle in the middle right here for Sig Sauer, and the orange circle up for Glock. See which one I can do a better group. Okay, so now in the Sig Sauer we have 3.7 inch barrel. In the Glock we have 3.4 inch barrel. Decent size for a 9mm, shouldn't be too crazy of the recoil. Plenty of grip, at least for my small hands, to have a good grip for recoil management. So I shouldn't struggle All right, one hand operation on the Sig Sauer. Sig Sauer first, yellow at the middle. Let's see if I can hit it. There you go, bullseye. Ha! Okay, it's shooting a little bit down, but I did get one bullseye. Let's see what we can do with the Glock 43X. All right, very easy to rack. Bullseye on the first round. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see if I can do it again. All right. That is pretty much exactly identical shooting. So, shoot, this test didn't really do anything. It's like I was shooting exactly the same gun in the both. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Let's start comparing the grip. Let's start with the Sig Sauer. Honestly, let me just say it right at the bat, I do prefer the Sig Sauer grip. It is, as you can see, first of all, it has a very nice ergonomics to it, very nicely shaped. So you have kind of like the finger grooves going, so it kind of wraps around a little bit, sits better in your hand in general. But I think the best part about this grip is the stippling, and it's not hand stippling, which is the best, but it's as close probably as you can get with the laser stippling. Check this out, very aggressive on the sides, on the back, on the front, combined with this finger groove. I mean, this is just a pleasure to hold. Okay, moving to the Glock, double check there's nothing. Now, not as much aggression on the Glock. This is their newer from the Generation 5 guns. Obviously, they took away the finger grooves. I don't know why, I used to like them, but whatever. Not as much of aggression, still feels pretty good in your hands, and just a little bit overall, if you compare the two, just side by side, like this, as you can see, you do have a little bit more, which is funny because it's a less capacity on the Glock, but you do have a little bit more of a grip on the Glock, so it does fit better. It does fit better, it's easier to handle recoil. If it was as good of a stippling as on the Sig Sauer, this would have been magnificent. But with the longer grip here and the better stippling here, both of these are practically exactly the same. Really can't say this I like more or this I like more. Okay, let's talk about the mag release. Mag release, little triangle here on the Sig Sauer feels pretty good. And as you can see, the magazine kind of jumps out, which I really like for a quick mag replacement in combat tactical situations. Mag release is not ambidextrous. And the same thing on a Glock. We have our standard Glock mag release. The mags jump out pretty quickly, so you can do your quick mag replacement, and again, not ambidextrous, but reversible. Okay, let's move on to the slide release. As you can see, you have a little bit of an area here for the slide release. Glock slide releases, the standard ones, they're not fantastic. Yeah, they're not fantastic. It's just, it's too little bit of an area. It's not extended enough in my opinion, although it sits nicely quite close to the back, closer to the thumb, so you can catch it very, very easily, even with short fingers, thumbs, whatever, like mine, all right? Compared to the Sig Sauer. Now here you still can catch it with your thumb, but it definitely is further up the barrel, so it definitely makes kind of a difference. Now, speaking a little bit more about the whole grip and the recoil management, as you can see, no serrations at the front of the trigger guard, although there is this very nice caving, so you can get your hand up higher for a better grip. Now, with the Glock, nope, not as much of the caving here in the trigger guard, but you do have serrations at the front of the trigger guard, so again, pretty much exactly the same. Let's talk about the slide itself. As you can see on the Glock, serrations on the back, serrations on the front. Pretty aggressive. Overall, very easy to ride. I wouldn't say very easy. But now, by my standards now, very easy is Terran Tactical Sun Viper. That's very easy. That's like butter smooth, very easy. Okay, this is like medium. Okay, so you're not exactly going to struggle, but it does take some effort to rack the slide. Now with the Sig Sauer, the slide is a little bit tighter. They definitely do have a heavier guide rod, heavier spring, in the whole guide rod assembly. Definitely heavier spring, you can definitely tell, it's a little bit harder to rack. But you still have the serrations on the back, serrations on the front, in case if you like to rack it this way, this way, this way. I don't know, this way you can still do it. Okay, so let's do some more shooting, and then we will talk about the sights. Yeah, because that's gonna be big difference. And I already know which one I'm going to like more. At the end of the day, seriously, if you guys, because I know that me personally, I want to make sure 100% before I'm buying something, I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna watch at least 5 different reviews on the product. If it's a gun, especially at least 10 reviews on that gun to make sure that this is what I want, this is what I'm interested in. Obviously, now that I'm doing these reviews, that I have been working with guns for so long, I can just find pretty much anything and try it out here myself. So I don't rely as heavily on online reviews, but before I used to, big time. So I know how it feels like when you're like, wow, this is a great gun, this is a great gun, what I should go with. It's tough, it's tough. So hopefully this will help you. But again, at the end of the day, these are practically identical. So 3, you know what, let me do the real challenge here. I'm gonna try to hit those flappy pedals. I struggle with them, with most of the stuff, unless of course it's Sand Viper from Terran Tactical that I didn't struggle at all. But I'll see which one I can do better job, Glock or Sig. Let's start with Glock this time. All right. See if I can hit them flappy pedals. All right, 2 out of 3 on the Glock. All right, Sig. Let's see what you got. Come on, man. Okay, that was a little embarrassing. For Sig, I didn't do it. I actually spent more time trying to aim. But let's talk about the sights. I wanted to say that I like the sights of the Sig Sauer much more. And let me show you why. Because it is a very nice, standard 3-dot sight, and I'm pretty sure this is night sights. Let me turn off the light. Can't tell, 1 second. Okay. Yes, all right. So these are night sights. So yeah, a very nice 3-dot sight, and they are night sights. And check this out. What I really like about this is that the front is very nicely highlighted compared to the back. So what that does is it really helps with acquiring the aim, especially in the combat tactical situation where you don't really have that much time to, you know, take and adjust your, you know, sight. So you're just taking it out and bam, bam, bam. That really helps, okay? Compared to the Glock sights, standard Glock sights, nothing really much to talk about here. As you can see, not really 3-dot, but like 1-dot and a bar in the back, whatever that is. More like 3-post sights, all right? So if you're familiar with Glock, yes, this is the same old plastic standard Glock sights. But I shoot better with them for some reason. I guess maybe I'm used to more now with Glock sights. I don't know, it's weird, but don't ask me why. Anyway, let's do another one. Okay, let's just do another one and see if this if this is just me. I'm probably just terrible. Plus it's really early, and well, it's not early anymore. But I came here early. It was like 9 a.m. I came here because I had no internet in my house. Thank you, CenturyLink, by the way. Thank you. So if you guys missed my reviews, if you guys missed my videos, blame the CenturyLink. Yeah. If you have CenturyLink in your house and you have a choice for Comcast, switch to Comcast. So let's do some more flappy pedals. See if I can justify the 6 hour. I'll start with 6 hours this time. Okay. Come on, man. Don't let me down. And it didn't lock back on the last round. All right, Glock, let's see what you got. Well, it was only 1 out of 3, but it still was able to hit the target, so. And it did like back on the last round as well. Okay, so let's talk about the trigger. Trigger is very important, obviously. Very important. Okay, especially when you cannot hit the target. This is the Sig Sauer P365 XL. Check this out. We have about, what is it like? 4.5, quite a lot of travel, all right? Quite a lot of pre-travel for the first stage, which is completely fine. It gives you plenty of space to get to know what you're doing. This is very safe, no mistake about it. So you have about that, and then that, a little bit of a weirdness, and then break. So you have a little bit of that weirdness after the good safe pre-travel, and then this, and then so not as clear of the trigger. You might take some time adjusting to that little pre-stage, because the reason why I say if you're shooting for accuracy, obviously when you're in a tactical situation, you're just shooting, right? You don't really, you're just trying to hit the target. That's the best abilities, right? You're not trying to hit the bullseye. You're not trying to be as perfect as precise. But if you're trying to be perfect and precise, obviously you need to know the stages, because if you get to this point and then you acquire your target and you're like, okay, perfect, let's do it. You press it, but there is that little stage, it throws you, and now it's dipped, and now you're shooting lower than the actual target, as you can see in that group below, let's see, the yellow right here. So that's very important. But the same thing really goes with the Glock. You have your safe action kind of pre-trigger, and then you have a very safe, very familiar, same distance, about 3.5 millimeters, and then you have, nope, didn't catch it, have to be more gentle, this, and then this. So 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3. So same thing, 1, 2, only in Glock, in my opinion, I might be used better to Glock triggers, but in my opinion, is much easier to catch that second stage of the trigger and not confuse it with the break. 1, 2, you see, 1, 2, 3. Much easier compared to the Sig Sauer, all right? So let's do 2 more rounds. I'll give another chance to redeem itself for the Sig Sauer. And then we'll try to come up with a reasonable, although I don't know, I don't know if anything reasonable is possible on this channel. By the way, I got some good news yesterday from the organizers of the giveaway. They're all set up already for the second, yes, for the second giveaway. They will be coming to Firearms of America. So if you're not signed up, if you're not subscribed to this channel just yet, make sure to subscribe. Or if you missed the first giveaway, make sure to subscribe, because the second one is coming. And I'm not gonna tell from who it's going to be, but it's gonna be a big one, a really big one. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay, Glock first. Let's see, flappy pedal still. 1 out of 2. Come on, Sig. Yes, 1 out of 2. I don't think anybody else is like that happy to have a 50% success rate. Nobody else. Okay, so let's try to come up with a reasonable conclusion. Okay. We have Glock and the Sig Sauer. Glock overall, shorter slide, shorter barrel, just by a tiny little bit. 3.4, 3.7 doesn't really make that much of a difference. For a 9mm, both of them work well. You do have a little bit more of a grip area on the Glock. If you have bigger hands, probably Glock you don't want to go on a smaller, especially because it is thicker. Yes, as you can see, overall profile, the Glock is slimmer. So overall, I think personally to me, it would be much easier. Let me double check before I put it in my appendix holster pants here. Much easier to carry Glock because to me personally, it is the slimness. It's not a word. The slim profile of the overall handgun that makes it easier to carry. Not the length of the barrel, not the length of the grip, but the way I carry the slim is what I like. All right, compared to the Sig Sauer, which is a little bit of thicker. Now, with that thicker profile, however, you do get an accessory rail because it's thick enough. Overall, the gun is thick enough to support your 1913 accessory. All right, on it. You can't do the same thing with Glock, although you can probably find, I think there might be already like Streamlight or whatever that made the compatible where you basically just kind of slide it in and screw it in here and it somehow kind of attaches. They have those, like for example, for my Glock 42, the TLR6, and it works. It works. It doesn't have the accessory rail, but it works. So you probably still will be able to get the accessories. Not really a big deal. Sights, I do like the Sig Sauer sights more, but as you can see, overall performance-wise, to me personally, again, I'm doing a little bit of a better job. Extra 2 rounds, definitely good, definitely good. But again, if you're like me and can't hit the target, with those with those 12 rounds, really is not that kind of important. And you did have a little bit of malfunction, Sig Sauer. Kind of. It didn't like back on the last round. Not a big deal. The ammo that I'm using is Blazer 115 grain full metal jacket, so it's a decent ammo. So shouldn't be the ammo and shouldn't be my finger because I can't reach it to ride it on the slide release. So it's definitely something here. But at the end of the day, both of the guns are great. Both of the guns are excellent for concealed carry. Both of them are reliable. They still work. So I think at the end of the day, whichever one you go with, you should be fine. But if you want to know for a fact, for 100% sure, hey, find a gun store near you like this one where they allow you to rent. Come out, do some shooting and see for yourself. So hopefully this comparison was useful to you guys. If it was, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button. Don't forget about the giveaways. More giveaways are coming, which I'm really excited about. More videos of me being in the mountains and the trees and the animals and all that sort of stuff is coming too. So thank you very much, guys. I've always appreciated your time and watching these videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.